So my name is Jim Beach. I'm excited to introduce you to School for Startups radio interview with Nick Allo. He is the Director of IT Services at SemTech IT, based out of Orlando, Florida. Nick, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you.
All right, tell us all about SemTech. It's an old company, been around since the 80s, I believe. Tell us the services that you offer.
Sure. We started out in the 80s as a copier dealership and recognized that technology was very important. And so we started an IT division in 2011. And that's when SemTech IT was born. And realized there was a need when we sold copiers that there was more to the network than just the copier. And we often would ask, they would ask us to set up other things. And so that spawned SemTech IT Solutions. Fast forwarding to nowadays where we offer a holistic IT approach. So I was brought down a couple years ago as the IT director and to really lead the charge to take us from where our typical competition is just looking to sell a copier and bundle just some light IT services. And what we want to do is offer a partnered IT department, whereas basically we're giving you an IT department that's offsite. That's the main difference. So we're giving you a full IT department a company would have, we're just not in the same building.
All right, that makes a lot of sense. How big and what are the industries of your typical client? So what's it look like? What type of client?
Sure, our typical clients range anywhere from 10 to 50 users. And we try to target towards specific verticals. So areas of our expertise are the HVAC industry, because we're here in the lovely state of Florida. So there tends to be a lot of need there. And we like to be the IT support for them because if it's a hot summer day and your AC breaks, obviously you want your technician to make sure he gets that service call. So that's why we support them. Other areas of expertise are law firms. So that's another big area for us. And then a lot of other small to medium businesses in varying degrees that just kind of really embrace the fact that they're growing and that they need technology to run their business. That's our biggest kind of stipulation in terms of our target customers, that they use technology to grow their business versus someone who might just have a few computers but 50 employees because they do other things. So.
When you say that a business uses technology to grow, can you give an example of how an HVAC firm and how a law firm are using technology in a cool way that's helping grow their business? I'm especially interested in the HVAC.
Sure.
Would that be in booking, some sort of, you tell me.
Yeah, so a big example for the HVAC, like I mentioned, for us to be able to provide an infrastructure for them so that the owner of the business can know that they can continue to grow by customers. For them, their most valuable asset is the customer. And when the customer calls and their AC is broken, and if they can't get them a technician, whether it's dispatch can't look up a call or the technician can't receive the call, then they go on to the next person on the list and that HVAC company may lose that customer. So our goal overall is to leverage that technology and make sure it's up and running at a peak premium, make sure we have disaster recovery in place so that when a hurricane comes through, they can still answer to those customers calling in the day after the hurricane strikes and make sure that they have AC repairs. And so that's kind of how we help them grow, is because they're adding more customers and we're providing that IT support and the resiliency in their network. And the same thing in the law firm. We're that answer to them when they maybe have to answer a deposition on a Sunday night. We provide them that peace of mind to make sure that their technology is refreshed, that their backups are up to snuff, that everything is working smooth within that industry so that, on that Sunday night, they can reach out to our help desk and make sure that they turn in the deposition that's due Monday morning and not worry about maybe another company where they'd call and just get a voicemail. So.
Those are great examples. It makes a lot of sense in both of those cases. That's just a strange combination, though. It's interesting that you ended up in HVAC and law firms, but hey, whatever works.
Right.
So now the basket of services, security, general IT, cloud, that kind of thing. Walk us through that.
Yeah, our biggest focus is really on security and backup. We have a security stack that covers really everything from your PCs to your phones, and it all talks to each other. And we really enforce that on our clients because we want to standardize our offering for both us and for them. And what's really nice in our offering is that it takes security and it covers everything, but it allows it to talk to each other. In the past, we would sell them a device called a firewall and a wireless access point and all these different devices. None of them talk to each other. And in our solution, they all talk to each other. And the most important part that I like is at the end of the day, when the owner gets this ransomware attack, and we do recover it and we get them up and running through security and both of our backup, I can go to them and say it was Susie in finance who opened this email from Facebook, who put in this password, and it moved over to this workstation. And I can give them kind of a root cause analysis, because it's not in our industry enough just anymore these days to fix it. The owner wants to know why he lost thousands of dollars worth of productivity. And so now we can tell them with our solutions where it came from and how we remediate it. So
I would hate to be Susie now. That that doesn't sound very good for her. That
Right.
doesn't sound very good. All right. Well, that's excellent, though. That's the kind of service that I would want as a small business owner. So that's exactly what we would need and expect. All right. Let me ask the hard question now. So, other than industry expertise, what makes SemTech special, unique, and sexy?
Okay. For us, I think some of the big things is that, we do backup and we do backup well. So one of the things I kind of left off in our stack is we do a disaster recovery plan for all the clients for us. And the big part of that is we really test that plan. We have engineers that do checks and balances against each role that they do in terms of testing the backup that we have. So if our goal to this HVAC company is to make sure that their systems are up and running and that we have backups, we don't just do the traditional check for a green light and it's good to go. We test recover it. We take the company through a test disaster recovery scenario and make sure that we have everything and it's up and running. So that's one of the strengths I think we have, because competition in our industry, I've had many customers calling into us, asking us, what do we do different? And the fact that we put in so much effort in getting backup right and testing it and checking that it works, that's how it's different for us. We're not just selling them a backup. We're selling them a disaster recovery plan for their business, something that the owner can actually feel comfortable at night and know that, if disaster strikes, he's not worrying about it because SemTech's got it covered. We've tested it. We know it works. And that's it.
That makes a lot of sense. And that's exactly what I would expect and need, especially in Florida, where the chances of a storm getting you once every 3 or 4 years are pretty good. Tell me about your people and the other members of your team.
Sure. There's 6 of us here. And the big differentiator, I think, for the team that we have here is, all of us have the same mission, vision, and values. And when I hired our staff, or the ones that we inherited, we all sat down together as a team and make sure that we believe and put forth the same effort, energy, and values to our clients that they do on the sales side, all the way down to the service side. And we all believe in taking care of our clients, go above and beyond, documenting things, being upfront and owning up for what may have transpired. In our industry, unfortunately, there's a lot of I don't know and blaming. And in our case, a big belief I put down to our staff is to let that client know that if we did make a mistake, we own up to it. And I think that our clients can respect us more for that than the fact that, we will admit if we did something wrong or if we made a mistake. And we like to view it as a true partnership. We want to be a partner for our clients. And I think that's a differentiating factor for SemTech. They're not customers to us. We're not just a value provider giving them a bunch of services. We're true partnership. And I think that's the biggest theme that the entire team here believes in, is that we're a partner. We feel like when we get on the phone for this specific HVAC company or for this law firm, we're all hands on deck for them in that hour.
I love it. That sounds fantastic, and like the place I would want to work, and also the place that I would want to partner with, which is a great word. I really like that a lot. So at the end of the day, when all things are considered, a lot of this comes down to price. And I hate to say that a lot of IT services are seen as a commodity, I think wrongfully so. What about price? For those people who, price is a concern, what are your comments?
My comments are this: when we go through the process, we try to let them know that this isn't kind of a mutual interview process. And, we want to make sure that we're a good fit for them just as much as they're a good fit for us. And we look for red flags. Whenever it comes down to something, which always happens, you get through the process and then they want to know how much. Just that's the world we live in. I asked them, if the three things you could pick from are speed, quality, and price, which two would you pick? And the minute they say price, anywhere in those two, if they can't give me good valid reasons, like there might be realistic ones, like, hey, I have a budget, I can't spend any more than $20,000 a year, or whatever it might be. That might be realistic, and then maybe we can figure it out. But otherwise, typically we just walk away, and I recommend that they go elsewhere and find someone else. And the funny thing about that is that in some cases, if we continue to market to them, they actually end up coming back because they realize that cheaper solution that was willing to be
Never
the commodity
cheaper.
was not what they wanted.
It's never
So
cheaper.
we look for higher operationally mature companies to where we are that can appreciate the value we provide more than the monetary price of it.
That's great. I love it. That's a great attitude. How do we find out more? Follow you online, find you online, get in touch, reach out, all of that stuff, please.
SemTechIT.com. We're on Facebook, SemTech IT. I'm on LinkedIn, Nick Allo. Twitter, Nick_Allo. That's pretty much it. I think covers all of our.
All right, but SemTechIT.com, SemTechIT.com is the best place.
Correct.
Nick,
yep.
Thank you so very much for introducing the company today. Great stuff, and we wish you continued success. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And we will be right back.